This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
RTV6 is talking to people having issues filing for unemployment connected to layoffs because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Details on that just ahead.
I'm Stephanie Wade. The steps the city is taking to help local businesses get through this difficult time.
Many people who book vacations away from central Indiana are now having trouble getting their money back. I'm Kara Kenny with what the Better Business Bureau says you should do.
How one Indianapolis woman is working to virtually connect neighbors with one another and resources they might need.
Working together tonight, RTV6 is shining a light on the way communities are drawing closer together in spite of the physical distance we're using to avoid COVID-19 spread.
We're continuing to hold those in power accountable for how they respond and finding out how workers affected by the shutdowns are finding their way through all of this.
New today, malls are closing up shop for the next couple of weeks. Eli Lilly and Company now working with the state to accelerate testing for COVID-19. Here's where the cases stand so far. In Indiana, we've seen 39 cases. We are up 9 cases from yesterday. 2 people have died, and the virus now spreads across at least 19 counties. Globally, as of today, there have been over 214,000 cases of the novel coronavirus. 7,300 of those cases belong to the United States. The virus has killed nearly 9,000 people now, but well over 83,000 people have fully recovered. We are keeping tabs on all this data with the help of Johns Hopkins University's coronavirus tracker.
As more businesses close their doors, more people are out of a job. RTV6's Troy Washington is working for you tonight, explaining how all the layoffs in a short period of time are impacting the process of applying for unemployment.
Business after business across the city closing their doors during the COVID-19 pandemic. Chad Warden works in the service industry. An email informed him he'd need to find work elsewhere.
Unfortunately, we have to do temporary layoffs on all of you. We're all jobless now.
Just like that, he found himself jobless, and he isn't the only one. The number keeps creeping up. This is a picture of downtown Indianapolis, where many people go for entertainment and to eat. Roads are empty, and popular restaurants are either closed or operating on limited hours. But even though it's not business as usual, many people need jobs to make money.
Actual job searching right now has been kind of tough because, nobody's really responding to any sort of applications I put in. I'm assuming that the market is actually getting flooded right now by previous service workers trying to look for temporary work.
Leading people to the next step, applying for unemployment to make ends meet.
Everybody is trying to apply for unemployment benefits right now.
And he says the influx is impacting the process of getting unemployment started.
Indiana's unemployment portal was probably not built to anticipate that much traffic at once, so it probably just got overloaded.
Warden wasn't the only one complaining about issues with the site. Many turned to the internet to vent as they tried to take care of their business.
I have to go back and basically restart over and over again. It's really annoying.
Warden waited and was eventually able to complete the process. The site provides information about extra help, but because of the virus, even the extra help for the portal is limiting in-person assistance. For those trying to apply for unemployment right now, here are some tips. Don't give up on using the portal and make sure to apply during low traffic hours. Working for you, I'm Troy Washington, RTV6.
Good tips there, Troy. Thank you. An economic relief bill is waiting for President Trump's signature now after the Senate passed that measure today. The bill would provide funding for unemployment insurance, food aid, and free testing for COVID-19. It also includes paid sick time for some employees and paid emergency leave.
One of the ways RTV6 is working for you is by highlighting the ways Central Indiana communities are working together to get through the days and weeks ahead. And Indianapolis woman is pairing up people who need assistance with people who are ready to volunteer their time. RTV6's Megan St. Torm shows you how her system is helping neighbors work together.
Helping neighbors in need. That is the goal of this new effort. It started with a simple online sign-up sheet like this, but has quickly turned into something much larger. Indianapolis resident Alicia Baker is working to virtually connect people who live in the same neighborhood. She says there are people out there who need help with various tasks, like getting groceries. She says elderly or immunocompromised who live alone may also want someone to just call regularly and check in on them. Whatever it may be, she knows there are neighbors ready and willing to help. So now she's working to connect the two groups. People can sign up with this online form, and then she and her team work together to connect people who live near each other. She says the response has been overwhelming.
700 people have signed up to help volunteer, which is great. Right now, we've probably only had about 25 people or so that have asked for assistance, but I've been working on the back end with food pantries, in-home care facilities, things like that to help get those people connected to each other. Even if they don't volunteer through this opportunity, I've also been pushing out other volunteer opportunities for them to give back.
She says others, like Melissa Loria, had the same idea. So now they're working together to match neighbors all across the city and create lists of neighborhood resources.
While we're all trying to do this social distancing and stay in our homes and be apart from one another, it's in an interesting way bringing us all together in ways that we never have been before, but virtually, of course.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And Baker says volunteers are working to be careful when they deliver groceries. They drop them off on the porch to eliminate contact. They also sanitize bags and boxes once they are dropped off.
Help for small business owners tonight. We're learning more about the Indy Chamber's plan to help get emergency assistance for small businesses. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett made the announcement today. RTV6's Stephanie Wade explains how the Chamber will help, the role of business owners and they'll need to take, and a new partnership with Eli Lilly to increase testing for Hoosiers.
Businesses are just asking questions like, can I stay open? Should I stay open? Where can my employees get assistance?
Many questions tonight from local businesses. The mayor partnering with the Indy Chamber to create a rapid response hub. By going online to response.indychamber.com, business owners can now access resources.
Through free one-on-one business coaching and access to loan capital, BOI will help small business owners and entrepreneurs navigate the uncertainty this pandemic has caused.
In speaking with the governor, Mayor Hogsett says Indy is positioned to receive federal dollars through disaster loan assistance, encouraging businesses to prepare and gather documentation now to apply for federal relief.
This effort alone is not nearly enough funding to fully address the emergency needs of our small business community. The business losses alone will be in the hundreds of millions.
We've got some micro loans available through different sources, some local, some federal, but only enough to last a while.
As for testing more Hoosiers for the coronavirus, we spoke with Eli Lilly executives over the phone today who announced they're partnering with the state health department to accelerate testing in Indiana. Lilly says it will be using its specialized research labs to analyze samples taken right here in Indiana healthcare facilities, including nursing homes and emergency rooms. So far, only about 200 Hoosiers have been tested for the virus, but with Lilly's help,
I expect we could reach over 1,000 tests a day within a week.
The company also plans on piloting drive-through testing for patients outside of a healthcare facility. It will be entirely free. They're not accepting money from the government, hospitals, insurance companies, or patients for the testing.
Finally, we can turn this back over to our very astute and highly effective clinicians so that they can use their best clinical judgment about who needs to be tested.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Eli Lilly says its first priority is serving the backlog of people who need to be tested. They will have more details in the coming days about where the drive-through testing site will be located. Indiana received additional tests from the CDC last week and again this week, but officials say they still have limited resources, so they are prioritizing high-risk individuals and healthcare workers for testing as of now. Those who do not meet that criteria can get tested through a private lab with their healthcare provider.
We expect to learn more tomorrow from Governor Holcomb about the state's response to the coronavirus. The governor and state health commissioner Christina Box are speaking at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can watch the announcement live here on RTV6 and streaming on our RTV6 Facebook page and the IndyChannel.com. Kevin.
Amanda, we still have rain in central Indiana, not as widespread and not as heavy. From Danville and Hendricks County, that'll move through Brownsburg, Avon, Plainfield, and Mooresville before coming into the metro area. From Hamilton County north along 31, you can see the rain that's lined up to cross 31 and continue its march to the north and east. Overall, a diminishing threat for rain tonight. It increases again after a very early morning dry stretch By early afternoon, round 1 of the storms tomorrow arrives and moves to the northeast through central Indiana. We've got the Thursday storm risk to talk about, an enhanced risk for severe weather from central into southwest portions of the state. Included in that will be a little increased tornado risk. This is contingent on storms developing late in the afternoon into tomorrow night. We'll have more on all this coming up.
Thanks, Kevin. RTV6 is committed to connecting Hoosiers with resources and job opportunities through our Hiring Hoosier initiative. We know many of you are out of work due to restaurants and businesses temporarily closing. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is finding out tonight there are local businesses looking to hire right now.
Tonight, grocery stores across central Indiana like Meijer and Kroger are trying to keep up with the demand, but they are also focused on helping those who may be out of work right now due to the coronavirus. Meijer is currently hiring for seasonal positions. A spokesman says new team members should expect to perform stocking duties. It comes as they work to get products back on the shelves due to the coronavirus pandemic. Meanwhile, at Kroger, they also have immediate openings. In a release, they say they are looking for friendly, open-hearted, and dedicated people. These are positions they say may be perfect for people whose current jobs may have been suspended due to COVID-19. Kroger's spokesman says new employees may work for Kroger's pickup team or be hired as cashiers. There are also openings at Kroger's manufacturing plants and distribution centers. Kroger says each of these positions play a key role in keeping fresh food and products in the stores that you need. Kroger is expecting to hire around 10,000 employees. We have all the details you need to know on the RTV6 app. Working for you on the north side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
All 6 Investigates is working to give you peace of mind. You save, you plan, and in the blink of an eye, your vacation is canceled. So it really stings when you lose money, too. Coming up, how to best deal with a canceled vacation in the wake of COVID-19.
And a little creativity counts these days. Enter the unique workout routines from the Mount Vernon football team. Dave First explains in his Sports Extra Spotlight.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Many Hoosiers are having to cancel their travel plans for spring break and even into the summer.
But some are finding it downright difficult to get their money back. Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny is digging into what your options are.
It's gray, it's cold, it's rainy, which is why so many people want to get away from central Indiana this time of year and have booked vacations to do just that. But many are now having trouble getting their money back.
Carol Durheimer and her husband were supposed to be leaving Indy this Saturday and returning next week.
We were going to go to Tucson. We planned this in January before anything ever happened.
But like many Hoosiers, they canceled their plans amid coronavirus concerns. They made their reservation through Hotwire, but had a hard time getting through. They just want their $700 refunded.
That's a chunk of change.
Yeah, it is for nothing. It's just so scary. You're trying to do the right thing. And, non-essential travel.
They reached out to Call 6 Investigates.
We can't go through the hotel. We have to go through Hotwire. And Hotwire won't return our calls. Well, you can't even get through. Their phone number doesn't work. We've sent emails, but we've heard nothing back from them.
The Better Business Bureau says you need to make sure you look at your company's cancellation policies, and many travelers' insurance policies do not cover pandemics. Try emailing and calling the company and be patient.
This is a difficult situation for everybody, and once again, a lot of this depends on the contract and the policy that you have, as well as, what kind of concessions are the vendors and people going to make on this. A lot of this is a case-by-case basis.
If you can't get a refund, see if you can get a credit for a future trip. You can also file a complaint with the Better Business Bureau and the Attorney General's office.
You can file a complaint with us. We'll gladly take that complaint. But once again, it kind of depends on the particular policy that the company has. But we will definitely look into it for you.
As for Carol, Hotwire agreed to refund her about 6 days after she started trying and after Call 6 Investigates started asking questions.
The Better Business Bureau says one of your best options is to call your credit card company and dispute the charge with them. Reporting in Indianapolis, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And Hotwire told us, quote, Hotwire follows the policy of our partners, which means any credit, refund, or change is at the discretion of the travel provider. We have been working closely with our supply partners to allow cancellations for bookings that are normally non-cancelable, and many of our partners are offering flexible change policies due to the current situation, end quote. Kevin.
This is Severe Weather Preparedness Week, and as a reminder, our Storm Shield app is free for your iPhone, Android device. Puts you in control of the radar, but most importantly, it acts as a weather radio. It will give you alerts for your designated county if you're in the warning area and wake you up in the middle of the night. Storm Shield app. Rain showers from just west of Indy all the way north along 31. These are moving to the north and east, but notice no big shield of rain and no pockets of heavy rainfall. You get a nice little downpour there in a few spots tipped in up to Kokomo and Peru. Temperatures in the metro area close to 50. Tomorrow evening at this time will be in the 60s, solidly in the 60s, waiting for what would be the second round of thunderstorms at that point. The warmer air is going to come from the south and west. Springfield, Missouri, 70 degrees, 60 in Evansville. This will win out. The warmth will be pushed to the north, pushing the cooler air out of the state, but it will return. Just to show you what's going to happen, temperatures peak close to 70 tomorrow. This is your morning high Friday. Temperatures will continue to fall. Then on Saturday, we'll wake up with temperatures in the 20s, and our high will struggle to hit 40 degrees. Tomorrow's rain chances are the highest, then a diminishing chance of rain starting Friday morning. We begin to dry out. We'll need that time to dry out through the weekend. Take the umbrella. I don't think we have rain at 7 or 8, but late morning, thunderstorms will develop, rain as well, moving from southwest to northeast. Here it comes. That's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Lafayette, knocking on the door of Indy to around Columbus and Nashville. That pushes north and east. Maybe isolated strong storms here, certainly some pockets of heavy rainfall. Then when we get to the evening, this is 7 o'clock, we'll see if we get some sunshine to come out before sunset. We don't want that. That would increase what we call the instability or the strength then of future storms that develop later tomorrow night into the early overnight. We'll have to keep our eye on the severe weather threat there. Damaging wind, large hail, and isolated tornadoes, all potentially hazards. As you look at the 7-day forecast, rain in the morning gives way to falling temperatures through the day. Temperatures over the weekend start in the 20s during the morning hours. 40, your modest Saturday high, but sunshine helps a bit on Sunday, 44 degrees.
The coronavirus outbreak has not only shut down high schools, but shut down their athletic programs as well. No way to practice, no way to work out. But at Mount Vernon High School, the football team has found a way to support the program and their third-year head coach. Dave First with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
Little has ever put a hold on practice at Mount Vernon. Not the cold, not a few injuries here or there. As a result, the Marauders claimed their first ever regional title last fall. During this particular climate, they seemed more determined than ever.
So how exactly does this work? The kids are all on spring break. They need a way to stay in shape, get ready for the upcoming season, and your advice was what?
To stay on task. We're trying to figure out a way to keep going what we've been doing.
And so with Mike Kirshner's players locked out of the weight room, this is how they've been staying in shape. Lifting a cinder block here, pushing a truck there, flipping a tire, while practicing social distancing at the same time.
This is like old school stuff here, Coach, and I love it. How unique is this?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with how our kids have gone above and beyond. And the kids are saying, I love that they're attacking it. I love that they're having fun and being creative with it. And at the same time, working for a purpose.
The players have sent in videos using treadmills one day, bricks the next. Heck, how about 2 cinder blocks attached to a PVC pipe?
The one that really got me going was our punter, Joel. You know, he had the one video of him air squatting the cinder blocks. And then there's another video of him attempting to like power clean the front loader that was off of a truck. So he was picking up the front loader and pushing it down. And I'm watching it going, man, this is textbook.
Let's get lower. With spring break and a 2-week coronavirus hiatus, Mount Vernon isn't due back in school until April 13th. But whenever they return, it's clear they'll be ready.
Who knows where this is going to go in the coming weeks or months or who knows what, but this has got to make you feel really good about the commitment these kids have to your program and perhaps more importantly, the commitment they have to themselves.
That's exactly right. First and foremost, that they take enough pride in what they're doing, and secondly, that we've come so far in 2 years in this program that the kids don't want to take the time off. Because you're right, we think we're going back to school on the 13th, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen.
And football programs across the state are getting creative during their spring programs. As of now, the regular season is set to start August 21st. We'll be right back.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
While many people tend to take flood warnings lightly, keep in mind flooding kills more people per year in the United States than lightning and tornadoes combined. Here in central Indiana, we primarily deal with 3 different kinds of flood warnings. The first and most urgent is a flash flood warning. This means flooding is happening right now. Rivers and creeks are rising fast. Roads can quickly become flooded with moving water, and conditions will change rapidly. Flash flooding is often the most deadly of all flooding. A general flood warning means rivers and streams are rising, and those that live along waterways should use caution as the waters start to rise. Flood warnings often last a few days at a time as we wait for the water to crest. An aerial flood warning is issued after a period of heavy rain and when there is standing water across roads, in fields, and other areas. This generally happens over time, but roads could become impassable. The bottom line is whether the water is standing or moving, you should always turn around when encountering any kind of flooding.
And Todd, we may have some heavy rain again in the next 24 hours. Pockets of downpours from north of Indy all the way to Peru. They're sliding to the north and east. Mark?
All right, Kevin, thank you. And thank you for joining us as we take a live look from our Weather Now camera at the pagoda. You can hardly see the downtown Indy skyline. World News is up next, and we're back with you tonight.